Are you considering purchasing a home here in the city of Los Angeles, but everywhere you turn, everybody you hear says that there's a impending real estate market crash on the horizon and you have no idea what to do? Well, in today's video, we'll be discussing the current real estate numbers for the month of September 2023. And that way you'll be able to look at the real data and make an informed decision for you and your family. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome to the channel, Living in Los Angeles. My name is Ra-son Theus. I'm a local real estate broker right here in the city of Los Angeles, and my passion is helping folks just like you learn everything you need to know about moving to the city of Los Angeles. So if you're here to learn more about what it takes to move here to Los Angeles, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that every week when I release new videos, you will be notified. So if you're serious about diving into the Los Angeles real estate market, I highly recommend that you schedule a consultation with me. We'll hop on Zoom, we'll go over your unique situation and come up with a strategy that'll help you accomplish all of your Los Angeles real estate goals. Now, I can't wait to get into the numbers for this month. Like I said at the beginning of the video, everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, everybody's talking about this coming real estate market crash. And I have to be honest with you, I've been hearing this since the year 2017. Every year there's a crash coming, there's a crash coming. And as a lot of you know, we've had no crash since the year 2017. What we do find ourselves in is a really unique real estate market, something like we've never really been in before in history. We have a moment right now where we have relatively high interest rates. And I say relatively high because if you look at it from a 30-year perspective or even a 20-year perspective, 7% interest rates are actually pretty normal, but they are relatively high compared to where interest rates were just a year and a half, 2 years ago when they were in the 2.5 to 3% range. So they've more than doubled from that time period. So that's why I say relatively high interest rates. But right now, interest rates are sitting in the high sixes, low sevens. So relative to where we were a couple of years ago, interest rates are considered high right now. And we have high home prices as well too. And the reason that we're experiencing high home prices is because of the fact that there's not a lot of inventory on the market. The reason the inventory is so low is because you have a lot of sellers out there, or could be sellers out there, who don't want to give up their low interest rate. A lot of these sellers refinanced their home or purchased their homes in the past 3-4 years, and they got record low interest rates, and they don't want to sell their home, give up that low interest rate and go buy a new home at the new 7% interest rate. So a lot of those people are staying in place and just holding on to their homes. So there's not a lot of inventory on the market. And when there's not a lot of inventory, when supply is low, what does that mean? That means demand is going to be slightly higher. And when demand is higher, prices are going to remain high. Now, we have seen some slight price drops over the past year and a half from where we were when interest rates were low. But what we have saw over the last month is that prices actually were, in some areas, prices maintained flat, or in some cases, they even went up. My personal experience over the last month, several transactions I was a part of, we still had multiple offer situations, and it was still a competitive environment, especially for homes that are in good conditions, that are in great neighborhoods. You are still seeing a lot of competitiveness because of the fact that, like I said, there's not a lot of inventory on the market. So it's keeping prices kind of right where they are. So what I want you to understand is that there's a lot of you guys that are out there that are waiting on the sideline, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to wait to see if home prices come down. Let's see if this real estate pricing crash actually happens, or let's see if interest rates come down. And I want to warn you about waiting on the sidelines in the real estate market, because in real estate, waiting will usually cost you lots of money. And if you just think about it, right? Buying a house is very much as like the old adage goes about planting a tree. The best time to buy a house was 20 years ago. The second best time to buy a house is today. The reason why is because as time goes by, you are going to end up paying more for the house one way or another. So for all of you out there who are waiting on the sideline and you're waiting for interest rates to come back down, What you need to understand is that if interest rates do come back down, all the rest of the buyers who think just like you and that have been waiting on the sideline are going to rush back into the market, and they're going to drive prices back up, and the market's going to become highly competitive again. So you want to understand that if you wait on the sideline for interest rates to come down, you're going to end up paying more for the price of a home. Now, if you're one of those from the other side of the camp who is waiting for this real estate crash and for prices to plummet, well, guess what? The reason that you're going to see prices drop dramatically, if that even happens, is because interest rates would have had to have gone up significantly higher than where they already are, which is possible. There's nothing that says that that can't happen. But if those interest rates shoot up to, let's just say 10, 12, 14%, which has happened in the past, it happened in the 80s. Interest rates got all the way up to 17% in the 80s. So it can happen. So if interest rates were to go up like that, well, guess what? Now you're paying way more for a mortgage than you would have if you made a purchase today. So either way, waiting on the sideline is going to cost you money. At the end of the day, it's all about affordability. Have a conversation with a lender. If you can afford the mortgage and you can find a home that meets your criteria and you can afford the mortgage, then pull the trigger, because that way you're going to lock in that price at that price point. You're going to lock in that home at that price point. And guess what? If interest rates go down, then you can always refinance the home. If interest rates go up, well, guess what? You got in at a great interest rate. Now, let's dive into some of the numbers for this month. Now, we are going to be discussing 3 different categories of housing. We're going to be talking about the rental market, we'll be talking about the condo market, and then we'll finish off with the single family home market. So let's dive into it. So as we dive into the numbers, obviously Los Angeles is a huge city and it's made up of literally hundreds of neighborhoods. I can't cover all the neighborhoods here in the city of Los Angeles. And if I talk about just the city of Los Angeles in general, you won't get a lot of information because every neighborhood is different. So I'm going to be covering 5 neighborhoods. I'm going to be covering Santa Monica, I'll be covering West Hollywood, I'll be covering Inglewood, downtown Los Angeles, and I'll be covering the city of Culver City. So those are the 5 neighborhoods that I'm going to stick to. If you have any questions about other neighborhoods, then feel free to reach out to me and we can cover those on an individual basis. So as we come over here, I want to start with the actual average price for rent in each neighborhood. So if we look right here, we can see that in the city of Santa Monica, the average price for rent is going to be $6,740 per month. In the city of Culver City, we have $4,208 per month. In West Hollywood, you're looking at an average monthly rent of $6,000 per month. In downtown Los Angeles, you're looking at $3,345 per month. And in the city of Inglewood, you're looking almost right at $3,000 per month, $3,035 per month. That's the average rent for each one of those neighborhoods. Now I want to talk about the amount of rentals that were available in each city. So if we come over here, we can see that in the city of Santa Monica, there was 409 rental properties that were available for rent for the month of August. In Culver City, there was 87 available units. West Hollywood had 454 available units for rent. Downtown Los Angeles had 458 available units, and Inglewood only had 44 available homes that were for rent. Now let's talk about how many out of those homes that were available, how many actually got rented out in the month of August. And we can see here from the graph that in Santa Monica, out of the over 400 homes that were available for rent, 97 of them actually were rented. In the city of Culver City, 12 homes were rented. West Hollywood, we had 75 homes that were actually rented. And in downtown Los Angeles, we had 64. And in Inglewood, we had 11 homes that actually were rented. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about when we're talking about the rental market is we do want to look at the days on market. So if we come over here to days on market, you can see that in Santa Monica, the average home that went onto the market was only on the market for about 43 days. In Culver City, it was about 15 days. In West Hollywood, 50 days. In downtown Los Angeles, 46 days. And in Inglewood, 21 days. So none of these are ridiculously high numbers. I guess West Hollywood has the highest of the numbers and Santa Monica follows behind it along with downtown LA. But even 2 months to have a listing on the market isn't that big of a deal. So things are moving pretty quickly. So as things come on the market, they're going off the market. So what that lets you know that the rental market here in Los Angeles is actually pretty strong. Prices are going up relative every single month over month. You are seeing higher prices every month. So if you're interested in moving to LA and you need to rent a place, then you definitely want to make that move as soon as possible. The faster you can get here to LA and lock down your lease, the better price that you're going to get locked into. If you wait several months, then you're going to end up coming in at a much higher price point. All right, guys, so the next market that we want to discuss is going to be the condominium market. So as we dive into the graph here, we're going to start with the average sales price. And the average sales price for condos in Los Angeles, you can see here, as we start in the city of Santa Monica had an average condo price of 1.4, almost $1.5 million. Culver City came in at $731,000 for the average condo. West Hollywood has an average condo price of $1,539,000. We have downtown Los Angeles, which has an average condo price of $680,000. And then we have Inglewood, which came in right around $500,000. All right. So now the next thing that we're going to want to look at is how many condos were actually for sale in these cities. So if we come over here, we'll see in the city of Santa Monica, we had 137 condos that were on the market in the month of August. In Culver City, we had 44 condos that were on the market. West Hollywood had 144 condos that were on the market. Downtown Los Angeles had 316 condos that were on the market. And we had Inglewood, which had 35 condos, which were on the market for the month of August. So the next thing we want to look at is how many out of all the inventory that was on the market, how many actually sold in the month of August. So let's take a look. We go to closed sales over here, come over here to the month of August, and we can see here that in the city of Santa Monica, 34 of those homes actually sold in the month of August. In Culver City, we had 24 sale. In West Hollywood, we had 29 condos sale. Downtown Los Angeles, we had 26 condo sale. And in Inglewood, we had 11 condo sales. Now, if you're someone that's considering selling a condo here in the city of Los Angeles, or even if someone just looking to buy a condo here in the city of Los Angeles, it is very important that you understand the monthly supply. The monthly supply just lets us know how much inventory is on the market at any given time. It kind of gives us a glimpse into if we're in a seller's market or if we're in a buyer's market. It's been said that to have an equilibrium market, you would have between 5 to 6 months of inventory on the market. That means that we're not in a seller's market, we're not in a buyer's market. The market is completely equal with buyers and sellers. So if you have anything that's less than 5 months on the market, that is considered a seller's market, and anything more than 6 months of inventory supply in the market, then we are considered in a buyer's market. So let's dive in and check and see exactly where we're at here. So for the condo market for monthly supply for August, we can see here in the city of Santa Monica, we have about 4 months of supply. All right. So that means that we are still very much in a seller's market in the city of Santa Monica. In the city of Culver City, we are definitely still in a seller's market with only 2 months supply. In West Hollywood, we have about 4 months supply, which technically means that we are in still a seller's market, at least in the condo market. I know it's going to be different when we look at single family homes for West Hollywood. Now in downtown LA, we're in 11 months supply. So that means we are in a buyer's market. And this is very accurate. You can get some great deals right now in downtown LA. Over the past decade, they've been building out condos in downtown LA like crazy. And these high interest rates have definitely caused a lot of those to slow down. So you could actually pull some really nice new construction in downtown Los Angeles for a relatively great price. So definitely, if that's something you're interested in, you can reach out to me and we can talk further about that. Now in the city of Inglewood, we have about 3 months supply. And that lets us know that we are definitely still in a seller market there as well too. So on average, as you can see, we're still in a seller's market, which goes back to my point when I started the video. You know, a lot of people are saying that we're about to see this real estate crash, but as far as the hardcore data and where we sit, we haven't even crossed into necessarily a buyer's market in all neighborhoods in Los Angeles yet. We would cross into a buyer's market before there was a market crash. So that's just something that you want to keep in mind, okay? Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is we want to talk about the days on market for the condos. So if we come over here, we go over to days on market, you can see here that in Santa Monica, the average day on market for condos is 34 days. That's nothing. That's really fast moving inventory. Here in Culver City, you can see that the average day on market is about 31 days. West Hollywood, 33 days for condos. Downtown Los Angeles is 44 days and Inglewood is 37 days. So what does this overall teach us, right? We have all these numbers. I'm throwing these numbers out here at you. What does this mean for you? Well, it's really easy to understand. Condos are more affordable, and you'll see that as we get into single family homes in the next category. Condos are way more affordable in these areas than a single family home is. So if you are going to make a purchase, you can save a lot of money by purchasing a condo. And so a lot of people are going in that direction. And so the condo market is moving pretty quickly right now. And as you can see in most areas here, the condo market is still in a seller's market. Sellers are pretty much in control of that market and kind of dictate how things are going to play out in the transaction. So that's where we're at on condos. All right, so let's dive into single family homes. So as we come into single family homes here, I want to start with the average sales price for each neighborhood. So if we come over here, we can see that Santa Monica has an average sales price of $4.9 million, okay? Culver City has an average single family home price of $1.8 million. West Hollywood has an average single family home price of $2 million. Downtown Los Angeles has an average single family home price of $568,000. Now what you want to know is there's not a whole lot of single family homes in downtown Los Angeles, okay? In Inglewood, you actually have an average single family home price of $774,000. So that's the average prices for each neighborhood. Now let's talk about how many homes are actually on the market for the month of August. So if we come over here and we look, Santa Monica had 97 homes on the market for the month of August. If I'm not mistaken, the month of July had the exact same number of 97 homes. Let's take a look. I can just go to the side here. And yes, so for the month of July, we also had 97 homes on the market as well. Let's go back to August. Culver City had 74 homes on the market for the month of August. Let's go take a look at July. July had 72 homes on the market. So we had 2 extra homes this month in the city of Culver City. West Hollywood had 56 homes on the market for the month of August, single family homes. Last month, we had 55, so we had 1 extra home on the market this month. All right, downtown Los Angeles had 41 homes on the market for the month of August, single family homes. And in the month of July, we actually had 36 homes, all right? And then Inglewood had 46 homes on the market for the month of August, and in July it had 41 homes. So out of all those homes that sold, out of all the homes that were available on the market, we want to take a look now at the homes that actually sold. So let's go take a look at those numbers. We're going to go over here to closed sales and take a look. So here in August, 18 out of those 97 homes actually sold in Santa Monica. In Culver City, we had 17 homes actually sell. West Hollywood had 9 homes, single family homes sell. Downtown Los Angeles had 5 single family homes. And Inglewood had 11 single family homes sell in the month of August. So now that we've taken a look at what actually is happening with the numbers in these cities, let's talk about the monthly supply, because that's an important number to understand, especially if you're looking to buy, honestly, or sell a home in any of these communities. So we go over here to monthly supply. And what we can see is right here, for the month of Santa Monica, we have about 4 months supply of single family homes on the market, which technically means what? We are still in a seller's market. We haven't crossed into equilibrium, and we haven't crossed into a buyer's market yet. Okay. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier in the video, is that a lot of these sellers have these low interest rates and they're not giving up their homes right now. So there's not a lot of inventory on the market, right? So Culver City has 3 months, so obviously still in the seller's market. West Hollywood has 4 months of inventory, which I know the month before it had a much higher number. So I'm gonna do some more research and find out exactly why there's that huge variance and what happened there, because they didn't sell. So it could just mean that a lot of those sellers who had their homes on the market last month, just decided to pull them off the market. All right, because that came down quite a bit. If we were to go and take a look actually at last month, it had 18 months of inventory supply. And so now it's dropped down to 4%. So usually that's a mistake, but I will do some more research and find out about that. Now, downtown LA has 2 months of inventory supply and Inglewood has 3 months. So every single city on here is still considered to be in a seller's market, not in an equilibrium market and not in a buyer's market. And what I want you to understand is that if there's some pending real estate crash coming, we're going to go from a seller's market into an equal market into a buyer's market, and then we would go into a crash, right? So we have not at all started that journey yet as of September of 2023. So the next thing we want to look at here is going to be the days on market. So come over here. Let's take a look. Days on market. So for single family homes, the average days on market in Santa Monica is 42 days, which is actually pretty good. If you're a seller, you know, having your home on the market for 42 days isn't so bad. Culver City is 40 days. West Hollywood is 87 days. So West Hollywood definitely has a higher days on market. If you're considering selling a home in West Hollywood, your home is going to sit on the market a lot longer than some of the surrounding cities. Okay. Downtown Los Angeles has an average days on market of 7 days. That's fantastic. All right. If you're a seller, if you're selling your home in downtown Los Angeles, you can get it off the market within a week or two. That's pretty fantastic. And then Inglewood has a pretty high day on market as well as with 59 days is their average days on market. So this definitely paints a picture for us and lets us know, exactly where we are. So yes, we are in still a seller's market, but homes in some cases are definitely sitting on the market a little bit longer in order to get the price that the sellers are looking for. There's one more thing we can talk about too, and that's going to be percentage of list price. So let's talk about that real quick. We haven't talked about that in one of these real estate market updates before. The percentage of list price has to deal with what price a seller and their agent decide to put the put the property on the market for. So let's just give an example. You are selling your home. I'm your real estate agent. And we decide to come onto the market at $1 million, right? If we were to close the transaction at $990,000, then we took a lower amount than what we came on the market at. So that's what this statistic tells us. So we can look and see right here that in Santa Monica, sellers are getting about 96% of the list price that they're coming on the market at. We can see in Culver City, they're getting 100%. So whatever price that they're coming on at, that's the price that they're on average closing at. West Hollywood's getting about 94%. Downtown Los Angeles is getting 101%. So this is an example of a part of Los Angeles that you are still going to be paying more than what the list price is in order to close. All right. And then in Inglewood, on average, you're getting about 98% of what you're coming onto market at. So also important statistic for you guys to understand. The thing I think that I really take away from looking at the single family homes is that, yes, inventory is low. And even with the high interest rates that, the relatively high interest rates that we're perceiving in the market right now, we're still in a seller's market at the end of the day. And that's because inventory is low. And the reason inventory is low is, like I discussed several times already, is because a lot of sellers are staying in their homes and they're keeping those low interest rates instead of selling the home and then having to purchase their new home at a higher interest rate. So that's where we're at. Now, a great tip for a lot of you guys out there that are looking to purchase a single family home here in Los Angeles, even though we have low inventory, is to look into new construction. I've been helping people for years now purchase homes in new construction. And there's a lot of new construction builders that are out there that are building homes. A lot of popular builders out there. Richmond American Homes, KB Homes are building homes. Pulte Homes are building a lot of homes here. A lot of homes are being built in the suburbs of Los Angeles. So if that's something that you're interested in, I actually put together a new construction playbook. It's a 17-page document you can download. You can look in the description below to access it. And it's going to walk you through the pros and the cons and everything you need to know about buying a new construction home. So that's definitely a tip for you guys out there looking to buy a nice home here in the city of Los Angeles. And you don't want to have to deal with all the competition that's going on because there's not a lot of inventory, then you can still purchase a new construction home. So that was your 2023 September real estate market update. If you have any questions about what I talked about in this video, I would love to answer those questions for you. You can reach out to me You can reach out. All my contact information is in the description below. You can scan the QR code right here on the screen, or don't forget, you can also just leave comments and I will answer your comments as well too. If you're interested in making a move here in the Los Angeles real estate market, my team and I would love to help you with that transaction. So you can feel free to reach out to us. All of my contact information is in the description below. That's all I have for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.